Hi everybody, well you may well be familiar with the most excellent Don Sibley's Winter DayZ console snow maps, which have just been released a couple of days ago as of the recording of this video, and they really are fantastic, bringing a snow map to console and of course PC before the official devs have as well. However, there may be some other changes you might want to make, and I've done a video on how to change the change the weather and have it foggy. In my installation video, I tell you how to change the temperature as well to bring the temperature down. And I'll put links to those videos in the description below this one. However, the other thing that you probably want to do that I could think of that would be obvious would be to turn off fruit. So, you know, like in Livonia, when you go to fruit trees, there's no fruit on the ground. Well, that should be the same in the winter, shouldn't it? Because generally, fruit spawns between, in the spring through to the autumn, doesn't it? Depending on the particular type of crop. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that. So, what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to, in this case, I'm using Nitrado because it's a good example because everybody on console will be on Nitrado. Go to the web interface of your particular server. And then you want to go to the file browser, and that will bring you here. And then you want to go into the missions folder. So for a PlayStation server, it will say PS missions. For an Xbox server, it will say XB missions. If it's a PC server, it will just say missions. And then we want to go into DayZoffline.Plus, or if it's a Livonia server, it will say Enoch. And we click on that. And then we want to go into the DB directory, which is this one here. The DB folder, and the file we're interested in is events.xml, and ideally what you really want to do is download this to your PC, make a copy of it, and then edit it in your favorite text editor. So you can edit it on and in the web browser, but I don't recommend that because it's very easy to make mistakes. So download it and then open it in your favorite text editor as I have here. The top of yours might look a little bit different to mine. So what we want to do is when we've opened this up, we want to just click somewhere at the top and do Control F to do a search, and we're going to search for trajectory and find all in the current document. So here we go, and what you'll see is the events for the fruit are preceded by, or I guess their prefix is trajectory, and these work in an interesting way. So you've probably noticed it yourself, is that when you walk into a particular area where there's some fruit trees, like some apple trees, there might not be any apples on the ground. But if you hang around in that area, so say you loot that village and then come back to where those apple trees are, often you will then find some apples on the ground. They might be dried, they might be rotten, or they might be pristine, depending on the settings of the particular server. Same happens with mushrooms as well. And in fact, one of the ways that you can track whether someone is in front of you when you're moving through a particular area, through a wooded area or wherever mushrooms would normally be, is if you come across a mushroom in front of you, that could well be an indication that somebody has passed that way in the fairly recent past. But that's by the by. So what we want to do is we want to go through and we want to turn these events off. And luckily DayZ makes it very, very easy to do that, in the fact that we have the active line. So all we want to do is just change that to a 0. So that's apples. Then we've got berries is off anyway. What's coniferous? That's mushrooms. Do mushrooms grow in the winter? Would they grow in the winter? If it was freezing cold, they wouldn't, because they would freeze, wouldn't they? So let's turn that off. Those mushrooms, yep. Well, we've made the decision that they turn off, so just turn them off as well. Pears, no, we're not going to have any pears in the winter. Plums, definitely no plum trees in the winter. Berries, stones, they're not a fruit, so they'll be okay. So there we go, we've done all of those. So they will still spawn. I guess, would you also turn off? In fact, no, the potato is it's not an event, is it? It's just the thing that spawns in the world. The other thing you could do I don't know, people could have, there could be potatoes hanging around, because the potatoes in DayZ are like in greenhouses and places, aren't they? Where maybe they've just been left there by survivors who've dug them up. It's not like you dig them out of the ground, is it? They don't fall out of the ground and you pick them up and go, "Ooh, I'm going to eat this." They're there. So there we go. So we've now turned off the events for all of the fruit. So what we would then do is we would then save that there. Then we would go back to our file and go upload. We would upload that saved file over the top of the existing file. That's how that works. And then we would simply restart the server. And there would still be some fruit hanging around for a bit because it takes a while for it to despawn. But once it's despawned, that would it. There would be no fruit. So it would be a more immersive winter environment for your survivors on your community server to play around with. So there we go. Remember, all these links are going to be in the description below this video. And also remember, when you take off the winter files, remember to reactivate the fruit. And that, it would be nice if the devs could do it so that it was seasonal based on the server time, because we do set the server time, don't we, on our servers? You know, servers do have a season, and the temperature does change throughout the year depending on the season. And that would be really cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that during the winter months, automatically, even if, you know, we didn't have snow on the ground or ice or anything like that, if automatically you didn't get fruit, or you only got fruit from, say, I don't know, May to September, or you got different fruit on different months, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? Anyway, there we go. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on. So all the links will be in the description below this video. Hopefully you found this useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.